My Lords, interesting points have been raised by members around the Chamber, and indeed I agree with noble Baroness, my noble friend Baroness Morris, about the need for data. How you collect that and what data you collect is always the issue, but data is essential, obviously. We do have some concerns around this particular amendment regarding its breadth and the inclusion of victims. As Baroness Brinton and indeed Lord Paddock have just pointed out in the debate, to require a person who is a victim of crime of anything from, say, theft of a pet up to violent robbery to record their sex at birth in order to report that crime and interact with the criminal justice system, in my view, is quite troubling and may actually have a significant effect on anybody potentially coming forward if that's an actual requirement of every single victim for every single crime. I think that may well act as an impediment to them coming forward and a consideration. Having said that, there are some concerns around certain types of crime, namely rape and sexual violence. And I agree with what Lord Paddock said about the actual, what the data says. But I think the impact on victims of how these crimes are recorded does vary between police forces in a way which is not helpful either. I did a little bit of research, and I just preface this with the only figures the way I could find was a couple of years old. So if this is out of date, then I apologise. But it did point to a problem, I think, around this. Just to quote, police forces are recording suspected and convicted rapists as female if they no longer wish to identify with their male birth sex. However, 6 forces, I won't name them, disclosed under freedom of information laws that if someone is arrested for or convicted of rape, the official record will state the gender they chose to identify themselves as. However, a further 5 forces didn't answer the question directly, but each said they recorded gender in line with the person's wishes. So, irrespective of what the rights and wrongs of what that data would tell us, I don't think it's helpful to have that difference in such a stark way between lots of different forces. And that goes to the point, I think that's the point that Baroness Morris, unless I misunderstood her, was making. And something I do think is that consistency of data which can be applied in a way which you can learn from it and make judgments about. And with those brief remarks, those are the only comments I would make on this.